A lovely, warm, sunny afternoon here as the teams come out onto the pitch at the Folkestone, and Folkestone Invicta will want to put behind them that first defeat of the season when they went out of the FA Cup to Higher League Tunbridge Angels last Tuesday night. So let's look at their lineup then for this game. Well, Tim Roberts, the regular goalkeeper, we understand is having an operation. I don't know how many games he's likely to miss, but they brought in, out of retirement, Scott Chalmers-Stevens, who's been doing a bit of goalkeeping coaching, we understand. The rest of the lineup looks pretty familiar and is probably currently Neil Cugley's first choice 11. There are the subs-bench candidates then for Folkestone Invicta, just 4 of them named. On then to the East Grinstead Town lineup, and 1 or 2 names there are familiar. We either saw them last season playing for this club or for one of the other clubs in that particular geographical vicinity, because players do change around a little bit. On then to the substitutes bench for East Grinstead Town, and they've managed to name 5 personnel there to sit on their bench. The Ryman League table then sees Folkestone Invicta sitting proudly at the top, 4 points clear, 8 games played, 22 points. Dorking Wanderers in second. East Grinstead 4th from the bottom, 5 points only to their name from their 8 games played. So they'll be looking to try and improve on that record this afternoon here. The pitch is looking perfect. Our referee is Mr. Lee Crowhurst, and he's assisted by Stuart Marriott and Ollie Butcher. And it will be Ronnie Dolan to deliver the free kick for Folkestone Invicta. Probably stand this up at the far post, you would imagine. That's exactly what he does, and well, there was a header. It looped over. Well, couldn't do anything with it, Greg Cundall. Ross Morley charging, forced to retreat, and it's Invicta that have possession through Ian Draycott, who looks up, puts the ball across, and Ashley Miller with the effort. Turning it across goal, couldn't turn it towards goal. It's Matt Newman. Going on, James Rogers, and that just clipped the upright as it ran across the goal there. There's James Rogers. Phil Starkey, blocked by Greg Hayden. Ashley Miller goes for goal, another block, and this time Ronnie Dolan just strokes it home. And well, it wasn't the sweetest of strikes. He'll hit them better than that, but they all count. And didn't go over the line with great velocity, but went over the line. So Invicta now lead here. 24th minute. Let's have a look at the slow-mo replay then of that one.
Of that first Invicta goal, scored in the 24th minute by number 8, Ronnie Dolan.
Well, here's Ashley Miller. He has an eye for goal. It's a decent block, but it's bounced through to Ronnie Dolan, and keeper Chris Winterton can't quite get a hand to it. So first blood to the home side here. Ronnie Dolan's 24th minute strike there, giving them the lead. Ronnie Dolan tried the little layoff. Ross Morley, oh, he's put his defence in trouble here, Ross Morley. Ashley Miller. Now Ronnie Dolan just tried to slip it through to Ian Draycott. And it was gratefully pounced upon by Chris Winterton. Here's Ronnie Dolan. It's a decent ball into the middle, and it was Matt Newman that had made the run. Bounce proved difficult for him to deal with. And Frankie Chappell just sliding in there. It's delivered in first time. And Junior Caffo with the shot. Didn't really get sufficient force behind it to deceive Scott Chalmers-Stevens. Phil Starkey, decent little ball to Ashley Miller. Try to find Ian Draycott. And has a second attempt, Ian Draycott. First attempt was blocked, second one just over. He'll go for goal. It's in his blood. It's Ian Draycott. He did go for goal, but behind it well was Chris Winterton. Here's Nat Blanks. Matt Newman switching it across. That's a good ball. And Ian Draycott near post. Good block from Chris Winterton. And, wow, the header just went straight at Chris Winterton. Ian Draycott. It's delivered towards James Rogers. Keeper Chris Winterton doing enough. Cleared away there by Trevor McCready. That's lofted back in again towards the box. And just palmed away. And John Pilbeam, and he's put it into the net. Well, it's pretty crowded in front of that goal mouth. It could have easily found a body, but just lifted it up enough to make sure that it had a chance of hitting the back of the net, and it's exactly what it did. So John Pilbeam, not been on the pitch long, doubles Folkestone Invicta's score. There's the replay. It's initially palmed out by the keeper, but John Pilbeam is well positioned there, fires it straight back. So that 66th minute goal there from John Pilbeam gives Folkestone Invicta a 2-0 advantage here. Here's Carl Rook to Ian Draycott. Here's Ian Draycott. It was Ronnie Dolan that put the ball through to him, and now in space John Pilbeam. Took a while to get it down. When he did, keeper Chris Winterton had positioned himself well at the near post and was able to make the save. Well, the header went straight into the arms of Chris Winterton. And it's in by Josh Stanford. It's into a good area, and it's James Rogers, and then, well, it just trickled through fairly to Chris Winterton ultimately. Josh Stanford out wide here for Nat Blanks, delivered across. And good touch and then take from Chris Winterton. There's John Pilbeam. And he's brought down in the box, and it's referee immediately, no hesitation in pointing to the spot. Hamilton Bunga just done for speed there. And Folkestone Invicta the opportunity from the penalty spot to go 3 up here. Well, Carl Rook has the ball in his hand and walking with purpose, but he reluctantly passes it, if that's the right word, to Ian Draycott. Let's have a look at the penalty incident. Yeah, beaten for pace, the fullback, and just clipping the heels, or the legs of the attacker. So it's Ian Draycott from the penalty spot and plants it away past Chris Winterton. So it's 3 for Folkestone Invicta. Ian Draycott gets his name on the score sheet. That's a regular thing. So, to all intents and purposes, the game over at this stage. Here's the penalty kick in slow-mo. Yeah, sending Chris Winterton the wrong way, and Draycott there didn't need for the ball to go in the corner when that happened. So, 79th minute, that penalty going in for Folkestone Invicta from Ian Draycott. Lofty one, no chances taken, punched from Chris Winterton, standing it up at the, as we look at it, left-hand post, you would think. That's exactly what he's done. It's just too high. He's looking for Junior Caffo. He's a tall man, but even that was too tall for him. It's Junior Caffo again. And unable to lift it over the advancing Scott Chalmers-Stevens. It's a good turn from John Pilbeam. Still got away with the challenge there, and it's John Pilbeam looking to make some ground. And again, the block was from Chris Winterton in the goal. John Pilbeam charged with taking the corner. Frankie Chappell's header, just wide. Likes to go up for those, Frankie Chappell. It's surprising how often he gets ahead to them, these corners. Just going for possession stuff at the moment. Folkestone Invicta not too worried about scoring more goals. Now here's Junior Caffo. And the final whistle has gone, and Folkestone Invicta have scored a 3-0 victory here against East Grinstead Town on a sunny and fairly warm afternoon in the middle of September, and East Grinstead's woes down in that fourth and bottom position continue, but Folkestone Invicta reinforce their situation at the top of the Ryman 1 South division. Well, they were never really forced to get out of second gear here this afternoon in this game. Won it at a canter, and goals spread fairly evenly over the game. Took them a little while to get going, but once they did, the outcome was never really in doubt. And a hot afternoon for playing football, and that, I guess, is why both sides used all three substitutions. So, Folkestone Invicta march on then, and their quest to win the title is certainly well on course here. The final score then, Folkestone Invicta 3, East Grinstead Town 0.